Robert McCall still lives in Boston, where he works as a Lyft driver and assists the less fortunate with the help of his close friend and former DIA colleague Susan Plummer. Robert travels to Istanbul to retrieve the 9-year-old daughter of a bookstore owner, Grace Braylick, who was kidnapped by her abusive Turkish father. He also helps Sam Rubinstein, an elderly Holocaust survivor looking for a painting of his sister who died in the Nazi death camps. One night, Robert picks up a young woman named Amy, who shows signs of having been drugged and raped. He takes Amy to the hospital before returning to the apartment, where he brutally beats the men who assaulted her. Robert returns home to find that his apartment's courtyard has been vandalized. He accepts an offer from Miles Whittaker, a troubled teen resident with artistic talent, to paint a mural on the walls. Susan and DIA officer Dave York, Robert's former partner, are called to investigate the murder-suicide of an agency affiliate and his wife in Brussels. At their hotel, Susan is accosted in her room and killed, ostensibly during a robbery. Robert determines that the expertly delivered fatal stab means that Susan was targeted and that the murder-suicide was staged, informing York of his findings. During one of his Lyft runs, Robert is attacked by an assassin posing as a passenger. Robert kills the man and retrieves his mobile phone, discovering York's number on the phone's call list. He confronts York at his home, and York admits that he became a mercenary after feeling used and discarded by the government and confesses that he killed Susan, as she would have figured out that he was behind the Brussels killings. Robert leaves the house where the rest of Robert's former squad and York's current teammates, Kovak, Ari, and Resnik, are waiting. Robert promises to kill the entire team before departing.
The mistake you made was you killed my friend, so I'm going to kill each and every one of you, and the only disappointment in it for me is that I only get to do it once.
Resnik and Ari head to Susan's house to kill her husband Brian, but Robert helps him escape. York and Kovak break into Robert's apartment, where Miles is painting the walls. Monitoring the apartment via webcams, Robert directs Miles to a secret passage, then calls York, who leaves the apartment with Kovak. Miles emerges from hiding, but is captured by York and Kovak as he exits the apartment. York deduces that Robert has gone to his seaside hometown, which has been evacuated as a hurricane approaches. Kovak, Ari, and Resnik begin searching the town in gale force winds, while York situates himself on the town's watchtower. Robert stealthily kills the team one by one, dispatching Kovak with a spear gun, Ari with knives, and Resnik in a flower explosion trap in Robert's wife's old bakery, set off by Resnik's own stun grenade. Now by himself, York reveals that he has Miles tied up in the trunk of his car and begins tauntingly shooting at it to lure Robert out, but Robert foils York's last on-target shot to the trunk by shooting the car's tires. After York gets knocked over by the intensifying storm winds, Robert confronts him atop the tower and stabs him dead with his own knife. Back in Boston, Susan's information about Sam's painting helps Robert reunite Sam with his long-lost sister. Miles finishes painting the mural on the apartment complex's brick wall, returns to school and focuses on his art. Having moved back into his old house, Robert looks out towards the calm sea.